Hi, this is OTS 901, the first of two leadership seminars that you'll be taking this summer. I am Dr. Mary Ellen Thompson. I'll be your professor for this seminar, and you can see my email addresses there on this slide. The focus of the leadership seminars is to integrate content from the core courses. Some of you have been in the program for a bit, and so you've taken several core courses. There's a few of you that this is probably your first course, so you'll have a little catching up to do as far as the core courses, the content that relates to core courses. You're going to be preparing for your practicum, and you're going to be working on developing your capstone project. So the two of the OTD program themes that you'll be focusing on in this class are leadership and occupation-based practice. We'll be working on those things through VoiceThread discussions. You'll do a draft of your leadership vision and mission statements. You'll be working on hallmark of excellence and personal statements of excellence in occupation-based practice. You'll do a draft of your applied leadership experience objectives, and you'll work on your needs assessment plan. Actually, you'll do a draft and then you'll complete your needs assessment plan. In 902, you'll go forward and carry out your needs assessment plan. In this class, you'll also begin developing your leadership portfolio. The only textbook we use is the publication manual for the American Psychological Association, APA manual. You should be familiar with that by now. If you're not, there is a training session on the OTD website. You also should join AOTA if you're not already a member. This will give you access to a lot of readings as well as help to support your association for which you are, for your profession, for which you are hoping to become leaders. So it's helpful to belong to AOTA. Most of the readings for this are accessible through EKU's online library, and there's a link again. If you need help accessing these things, you can go to Module 7 in the OTD program orientation site that talks about how to access library resources. Click on the Library Resource tab in this course. There's also a Library Resource tab, or you can contact our library liaison, Karen Gilbert, who I can tell you from personal experiences is really excellent to work with and always very helpful. I'm going to be using audio and video, of course, throughout this course. I will have weekly introductions to the comment and weekly summaries of learning. And this, of course, is an introductory video to the overall class, but I'll also be making a weekly introduction for week 1. So that'll be linked on here as well. If you're having trouble with technology, there are tutorials on Blackboard to help you. There's certainly the OTD program orientation site. In the past, we've had some problems with VoiceThreads. Sometimes it's related to where you're using your laptop. For example, if you're doing it through work, they might have restrictions that make it difficult. So if you're having trouble, please let me know as soon as possible, and we'll see what we can do about that. Virtual Office is critical. This is where you want to post any course-related questions. Try not to email me directly unless it's something personal. Sometimes it takes a while for me to get email. I know that sounds ridiculous, but sometimes it does. But the Virtual Office tends to be much more quick. I am subscribed to the Virtual Office, so it should notify me when you ask me a question. If you post something in Virtual Office and I don't get back to you within 24 hours, then you can go ahead and try emailing me directly. Because although I've posted some office hours here, I check my email and I check my web and I check my Blackboard frequently. I will have actual office hours from 7:30 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I'll be checking the Virtual Office frequently and and you can actually, through Blackboard, you can come on and we can talk directly, or we can try something like Zoom if you need some direct conversation, as opposed to just emailing or chatting on Virtual Office. And then usually on the weekends, I'll check on Saturday afternoons and then Sunday later in the day. On Virtual Office, if somebody posts a question, don't be afraid to jump in and answer it. A lot of times you guys know the answers better than I do. I've found in the past when there's technical issues that there's usually a student in the class who is much better able to be helpful than I am. So don't be afraid to answer a question. This takes the place of sort of traditional conversation that might occur in a face-to-face classroom, and certainly you'd be willing to help out each other if you were in classroom together. There is a different Virtual Office each week. Otherwise, it gets to be pretty lengthy and hard to find things. So you do need to subscribe to each Virtual Office each week in order to get email updates. You can certainly go to Virtual Office regardless of that, but it's nice to get the updates to know when a question or a comment has been posted. Class Lounge is for social networking. You can post pictures and status update and chat with each other about personal things there if you want. And you can also subscribe to Class Lounge so that, again, you get notifications if people post in there. So the online week begins in Monday mornings and ends Sunday just before midnight. We're gonna try to do voice threads. If it doesn't work out, we'll switch to Blackboard discussions, but I'm hoping the voice threads will do well for us this summer. Your initial voice thread is post, which will come from a prompt that's in the weekly information. The initial post is due Wednesday of that week, so there'll be a prompt. Actually, I think this is already open to you. So there'll be a prompt, and I want the initial voice thread posting by Wednesday, this coming Wednesday of this week. So most written assignments are due by the following Tuesday of the next week at noon. So for example, you have assignments this week. They're due on Tuesday of noon by next week. The content for each week will be available at Saturday at 6 a.m. So for example, the content for week 3 will be available on Saturday of week 2. I do this because I know a lot of you have jobs and family life and home and things like that. And so for some people, the weekend is the best time to get a jump on the work. Other people, evenings are better. So just what works best for you is why we try to have it open Saturday morning. So voice threads are a way of making the online class a little more personal. You can audio and videotape the voice threads. This allows other people to see who you are. It allows you to see who I am. As I said just a minute ago, I want you to respond to the voice thread discussion question by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. I want you to listen to your classmates' responses and postings and make a comment and pose a question to at least one classmate by the Friday as we approach midnight. And then make at least 2 more responses or comments to fellow students throughout the week by the next Tuesday. So today is Saturday, or you might be looking at this at Sunday or even Monday. Come Wednesday, you should have your first post, and then go around to the next Tuesday of week 2, and you should have at least 2 more posts. Don't feel that you have to listen to every single post by every single purpose. What's really nice is if you get into a discussion with somebody and you can go back and forth with that person. That's really the point of doing the voice threads, is to help you have conversations with each other. So this is really an opportunity to have a great discussion. I think there's something about being verbal and visual to each other that for me anyway works better than the discussion boards. But we'll see how it goes. So the prompts will be provided with discussion questions to help facilitate the discussion. You want to answer all questions posted to you. Don't leave your classmates hanging. So if you post something and someone asks you a question, please respond. That would be nice. It's also okay to rock the boat a bit. You don't have to always say what you think is the right thing, but do use proper netiquette. So we can rock the boat, but be polite. So there is a OTD program orientation that talks about proper netiquette. So I'm your instructor for this class. If there's something you don't understand about the course or the assignments, or you're having trouble getting a hold of course materials, please don't hesitate to ask me for help. I try very hard to be accessible to all my students, including my online students. Dr. Dana Howell is the OTD program coordinator. I'm sure you've all had interaction with her, and she's your official academic advisor unless you've been assigned to somebody else specifically. So please also feel free to contact her with any program concerns, and her email is also listed there. So I really look forward to exploring with you how you can make a difference to occupational therapy. Sorry, it just started raining outside. Anyway, I look forward to having you all in class. I really enjoy teaching this class every summer. So let's see. I can maybe figure out how to